Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. The vegetables have cooked down, the tomatoes have cooked down, the meat, just look, you can just start seeing it's gonna start falling apart. Hey, welcome to the kitchen studio with me, ChefD, where today we're working with our good friends from Nutrafarms. And don't forget, with Nutrafarms, it's all pasture-raised, grass-finished beef that we're using in our recipe today. It's a beef stew that's keto and low-carb friendly. So we're gonna get started. And I have my Dutch oven here. If you don't have a Dutch oven, don't forget you can use a thick bottom stock pot, which would work really well. We're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter into our pan. And we're gonna let that melt down and warm up because we really do want to get the fry happening with our onions and vegetables and our beef, which I'll get to in just a second. Now this is a great big Spanish onion. If you don't have a Spanish onion, you can use a cooking onion. Use some leeks. Leeks are great. Our butter's starting to melt into our pan. And I'm gonna come over and talk to you about this beautiful piece of beef that we have here. This is a grass-raised blade roast. Now, blade roast is, you can use it for ground beef. This makes great hamburgers. As you can see, there's tons of marbling in it. That's what we're looking for with this. This is not the low fat like a tenderloin. This has some fat and marbling through it. It has lots of flavor. So our butter's starting to melt in beautifully here. And then we're gonna add in our onions. And your whole kitchen is gonna start smelling amazing. So in our onions go. Now I'm gonna teach you a little trick with garlic. You know how you're always trying to cut it up nice and fine and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You're gonna grab a little bit of a grater, a hand grater, and you're just gonna take the garlic and you're going to run the garlic around your hand grater, just like so. And get all that great garlic out. Just be careful as you get closer to your fingers. Take a little bit off the back, and you have simple and easy chopped garlic for you. Now, we're gonna take our beef, we're just gonna cut it down into pieces, and then the dice can be as big or as small as you like it. And we'd have about between 2 and 2.5 pounds of grass-raised beef. It's a blade roast, it's gonna go in, and we're just gonna brown this. We're gonna stir that in. Now, in real time, this is gonna take between 5 and 7 minutes to brown your beef up. I have my pan on high. This is one of the times that you wanna have your pan on high. You don't wanna have it on low. You want it to get the heat going right into the meat and brown it off really nicely. So it's been 7 minutes, and you can start to see that the beef is starting to brown up beautifully, and some of that fat is starting to render off or melt off. And now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our other ingredients, and we have some turnip, we have some diced peppers, and we have some carrots, some diced tomatoes, and then the secret ingredient, well, maybe it's not a secret anymore, is bone broth. And now, throughout this series of cooking with ChefD in the studio with Nutrafarms, I'm gonna teach you how to make a chicken bone broth, a beef bone broth, and just a regular broth. And we'll get to that another time, but this is really great for us. Again, we're using bones that have marrow in them, so the gelatin and it's great for our nails, it's great for your stomach, but we'll talk about that more later. So we're gonna get ready. We're gonna put in our vegetables now. And the turnip is just gonna give it some amazing flavor. We have our carrots. And again, I didn't peel our carrots because all the nutrients are, again, around the skin of the carrot. Just wash them and you're good to go. And then of course, some roasted peppers and onions, just give it that last little punch of flavor. We're gonna stir that all together. A little bit of salt. And we do need a little bit of salt in our diets. Not a whole lot. I know we tend to eat a lot of processed foods which have salt in them, but the salt brings out a lot of the flavor. And we're gonna add some pepper to it. Give it a quick stir. So our diced tomatoes. Oh yeah. Just kind of fill it up just to the top. We're gonna grab our lid. So we're gonna put our stew in. It's set at 350. We're not gonna look at it for about 2 hours. The whole house is gonna smell amazing. The meat's gonna be tender. All the flavors are gonna melt together. It's gonna be fantastic. So what's the health benefit of eating grass-raised beef?
So grass-fed beef is one of my favorites. I mean, you got a much more balanced fat profile, so you're looking at more omega-3s versus omega-6s. You've also got a much better amino acid profile in the meat as well. And you're looking at less overall fat, more protein, and more of the good fat in that fat blend. So,
well, let's get eating good fat in the good fat blend. Hey, to learn more about grass-raised beef and this recipe, check out Nutrafarms.ca.